They hold PhDs. They lead research labs. They teach philosophy, physics, and neuroscience. And yet, many of them are turning toward Islam, quietly, privately, in the silence of their thoughts. They're finding a truth that textbooks never explained. Why are some of the world's brightest minds embracing Islam without making headlines? This is the mind-blowing truth. Islam is often portrayed as a religion of tradition, of rituals, of faith over reason. But dig deeper, and you'll find that many of the world's most educated individual scientists, professors, thinkers are discovering something unexpected. Not just a religion, but a complete framework for life. One that unites logic with purpose, discipline with peace, faith with reason. These individuals, trained to question everything, are finding answers in the one place they never expected, the Quran. Clarity and structure. Islam offers a clarity that cuts through the noise of modern confusion. It answers the fundamental questions of life. Why are we here? What is our purpose? What happens after death? For the intellectual, this isn't just religion, it's a philosophy of living, a blueprint of the universe, harmony between faith and science. Contrary to popular belief, Islam doesn't conflict with science, it invites it. The Quran speaks of the expanding universe, embryonic development, the water cycle, the barrier between salt and fresh water, the origin of iron, and so much more. And all of this was revealed over 1,400 years ago. This isn't blind belief, it's reason guided by revelation, and that captures the minds of those who thought they had seen it all. Inner peace through discipline. In a world of overstimulation, anxiety, and pressure, Islam brings rhythm. 5 daily prayers that realign the soul, fasting that purifies the heart, charity that humbles the ego, and remembrance that calms the mind. For those who live in chaos, this spiritual structure feels like coming home. The absence of clergy. Islam does not require a priest or intermediary between a person and God. This concept of direct connection appeals strongly to thinkers who prefer personal accountability and spiritual autonomy. Every Muslim is encouraged to learn, question, reflect, and engage with scripture directly. The miraculous language of the Quran. For the educated mind, language matters. The Quran, in its original Arabic, is unmatched in literary style and linguistic perfection. Many converts, especially those with linguistic or literary backgrounds, describe being moved by the rhythm, depth, and beauty of the Quran. Some even begin learning Arabic just to experience the revelation in its pure form. Real examples of educated reverts to Islam. Dr. Jeffrey Lang, a mathematics professor and former atheist, once said that Islam answered his most personal, inner questions without judgment. In its logic and surrender, he found tranquility. Dr. Maurice Bucaille, a French medical doctor and author of the Bible, the Quran, and Science, concluded after years of study that the Quran could not possibly have been the work of a human being. Yvonne Ridley, a British journalist, accepted Islam after being held by the Taliban. She said, "I saw Islam not as oppression, but as liberation." Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, one of the greatest athletes of all time, said, "Islam helped me answer the questions I'd been asking my whole life." And there are countless others: engineers, psychologists, political theorists, even former Christian ministers who studied the Quran and couldn't walk away from it. But why is it so silent? Because this decision is deeply personal. It often happens in private, late at night, behind closed doors, with a single tear and a single word, Allah. These are not emotional reactions, but intellectual awakenings. And often, reverts keep their new faith quiet not because they're ashamed, but because the world around them may not understand. They pray in secret. They study in solitude, but their hearts are illuminated in ways they never imagined. The fear of public backlash, especially in academic and political environments, often keeps new Muslims silent. In some cases, it could cost them careers, relationships, or reputations. So they walk the path quietly, but with firm steps. And in time, many of them do speak, and when they do, their testimony is powerful beyond words. The Quran doesn't simply tell stories. It challenges the reader to think. Do they not reflect upon the Quran? Or are there locks upon their hearts? Surah Muhammad 47-24. Indeed, in the creation of the heavens and the earth are signs for people of understanding. Surah Al-Imran 3-190. It doesn't ask for blind faith. It asks for thought, for study, for reflection, and for many educated minds. That's the invitation they've been waiting for. The Quran also speaks with a timeless voice. It addresses the reader directly no matter their background, culture, or status. It doesn't need revision. It doesn't go out of date. It has remained unchanged for over 1,400 years. To the educated seeker, this consistency and preservation is nothing short of miraculous. In a world full of information, people are still searching for meaning, and the Quran continues to offer it unchanged, unedited, unshaken. The most brilliant minds on earth are finding a treasure in Islam, not through force or emotion, but through study, sincerity, and silence. They read, they reflect, they submit, and maybe, just maybe, you're next. If this video made you think even for a moment, then don't stop here. Subscribe to the Quran Revelation for more deep insights and eye-opening truths. Share this message with someone who needs it. And if you haven't already, open the Quran. You might be surprised by what you find.